When I was a younger adult, I drove a much older car. And like a lot of old cars, this car had some issues. Sometimes I'd be driving around and I would start to hear some noises coming from the engine. These could be like rattling noises or some loud humming noises. I didn't know what these noises meant, but they sounded expensive. So the way that I usually dealt with it was to simply turn up the radio and keep on driving. How many of us are driving ourselves through our lives each and every day and not paying attention to some of the warning signs that we might be noticing from within? How often do you go through your day, maybe feeling a little edgy, a little irritable, but not really paying attention to it, just powering forward, trying to stay focused on all the things you have to do? Maybe even turning up the volume on the outside world, putting more things on your calendar, getting involved in other people's situations, trying to distract yourself, but not really tuning in. I want to talk to you about an important part of us taking care of ourselves and investing in our relationship with ourselves, and that is doing emotional check-ins. Emotional check-ins are what I consider to be part of emotional hygiene. We have other forms of hygiene we do. I'm sure for physical hygiene, you probably brush your teeth and you bathe, you comb your hair. But what are you doing to take care of yourself emotionally and to stay connected internally to how you're doing, how you're feeling, what you're needing? Today, I want to introduce a special practice that is an emotional check-in. This can be done every day, as many times a day as you'd like. And the benefits of doing this check-in are, number one, you're going to catch things early. Instead of allowing things to fester and pressurize and start to drive your behavior, leading you to be more reactive, more impulsive, you're going to notice some uncomfortable feelings early on. That gives you a point of access to do something about them so that they don't start to grow into something bigger. So let's talk about what this is. The emotional check-in is something that I like to call the fun method. Let's make it fun. And fun is our acronym for this. So what does this mean? Let's start with the letter F. F stands for feeling. The first part of this check-in is just to notice the feeling that you're having. Did you know that when you put a name to your feeling, it immediately lowers the stress hormone cortisol in your body? So that's a big part of this whole check-in, is just putting a name to what you're feeling. It gives you relief to become conscious of what's happening inside. And so often when you see people behaving in a reckless way or in a reactive way, that feeling is driving them, but they're not aware of it. So becoming aware of your feelings is a really powerful step in being able to manage those feelings. We have to name it to tame it. If you need help with naming your feeling, you might choose to resource a feelings wheel like this, which gives you some more basic feelings in the center and more specific feelings around the outside. Perhaps you feel anger, but you notice that more specifically, you really feel resentful. You feel violated. You feel withdrawn. So find a specific name for that feeling. And that takes us to the next part of this method, which is U. That stands for underlying factors. At any point in time, there is a host of factors that affect how we feel. Often we're not even aware of them. So one example is what's going on in your body. Are there any hormonal changes taking place? Because hormones have a huge impact on how we feel. There could also be things that our immune system is battling. Do you have a cold that you're getting over? Is there some sort of infection going on? Or do you have kind of an ailment, chronic pain? Did you hurt yourself, have some sort of an injury that's still causing some irritation or some soreness? You may also consider ongoing mental health issues. Is there a genetic susceptibility to experiencing episodes of depression or anxiety? Are there any mental health symptoms that you've noticed that kind of come and go, but maybe you haven't really addressed them or you haven't spoken with a professional about them? This might be worth looking into because this can absolutely affect how we feel. Next, we have N. N stands for need. Our emotions can sometimes be chemical messengers that are trying to get our attention. Like, you need something, you need to take care of this basic need. Oftentimes we can go without getting certain needs met until we get uncomfortable, and then those feelings, those emotions can alert us that there's something we have to take care of. Some examples could look like feeling overwhelmed. There's too much on your calendar. You're tired. You're getting agitated. Irritable. Maybe that means you have a need for balance. You have a need for rest. Maybe you have a need for more downtime. If we are feeling isolated, or if we have relationship stress, maybe a relationship in our life that needs some attention, that might affect us. That might give us some emotional experiences. And those emotions can alert us to some steps we can take to feel better. I hope that you'll consider using this fun method to get more connected with yourself, to avoid those breakdowns that sometimes catch us by surprise when we're not really listening and tuning in to the warning signs that are coming from within. This again is a part of us being in relationship with ourselves. Sometimes when we are not taking care of ourselves, we go through the world waiting for others to tune into us and to take care of us, to give us the things that we need. But when this doesn't happen, that can make things even worse. So I encourage you to take responsibility for your own well-being by really paying attention. You deserve this attention. It doesn't have to take a long time. Set a notification on your phone and at least once a day, take a moment to check in. Ask, how are you doing? What do you need? And then take steps to give that to yourself because you deserve it.